Welcome to Gardening Through Art. I'm Elise of Joyful Plant. I help artists craft sustaining brands with my Gardening Through Art method. Let's begin. Today we will explore brush lettering with watercolors. Painters can form letters with various pigments to add characteristics to lettering that is endlessly fun and relaxing. Waterbrush lettering is a wonderful way to express your creativity with freedom and beautiful color. We will use watercolor paper, a water brush, pigments, a towel, a pen, pencil, and a ruler. When learning waterbrush lettering, we begin with simple brush strokes to practice control. If you are just getting started with watercolor, you might take some time to play with water and brush control and then experiment with lettering. Practicing brush strokes can be like breathing. Just like in a yoga class, when we are deliberate about inhale and exhale, we can carefully craft brush strokes to go slowly with our breath. Set up your workspace. Sit tall with feet flat. Take a moment to close your eyes and set an intention. Today, my intention is structured play. Practicing can begin with mountains and valleys. An upstroke is light and thin, while a downstroke is consistently thicker. With two parallel lines across a page, it offers a boundary for our mountains and valleys. At the top line, gently press the brush as you pull it down at a consistent angle toward the bottom line, and then repeat. This can become cathartic and enjoyable. The next practice is a spiral. With a similar pressure pattern, bring a light touch to a brush for a C stroke, and at the top, add pressure to complete the spiral. Keep going until it looks like a tube. Lettering is the most fun, so feel free to find your favorite style and begin practicing. I prefer to start with fountain pen styles like copperplate and Spencerian scripts. Unlike calligraphy, waterbrush lettering can be loose, informal, and bouncy. Feel free to find your own style and practice it as much as you enjoy it. Take time in each letter of the alphabet, finding your style and embracing it. When you're ready, try lettering your favorite plant, children's names, or a favorite quote. I'll start with the alphabet. You can develop your own style, and if you feel lost with the brush, you might try a fountain pen to begin. And when your letters are how you want them, you can play with adding pigment, making colorful additions, painted flourishes, tiny flowers, splatters, or anything you would like. And if you'd like to find your particular style, we can go with your name or a classic phrase. You might choose to create lines at a diagonal or straight up and down. Your pressure might vary, adding little bits of color. Water brush lettering is a wonderful way to express your creativity with freedom and beautiful color. Let's try lettering a favorite quote. I've created a circle in the center of this fine watercolor paper, and I'll start with a pencil, very light. I've chosen the quote by Dr. Maria Montessori, which is, "When children come into contact with nature, they reveal their strength." And I'd like to do that as a wreath and then put an orchid with it. Have a loose hand and try not to put too much of your hand on the watercolor paper so that it doesn't absorb those oils. You can choose to turn your page and change if there are any errors in the lettering. That's why we start with pencil. And if you want, you can space it out so it's exact, or you can create kind of a spiral effect. One of the reasons that this is so effective is because you can create reminders for yourself and then attach it to the art that you make. Remember, there's no such thing as perfection. Art is what you create in the moment. Light strokes on the up and pressure on the down. This is where you can vary the color if you'd like, and if you decide to add pigment, if there's a particular theme, you can add it while it's still wet. You can also choose to vary the colors as it continues. I enjoy putting little bits of darker pigment on the bottom sometimes. It seems to add weight to the letters. Dr. Maria Montessori was one of the first female Italian physicians who studied how children learn, and she discovered the importance of experience and nature and having a prepared environment. And her work reminds us that children are capable of a lot more than we often give them credit for. We have a natural learning process within each of us. So trust the process if you can with your art practice, just as we would with a child's education. And you can connect some of the lines if they're missing. I'm going to turn it over and put just a gentle orchid in the center here, or maybe we'll put it over here. You can make your decisions on the fly when you're doing art. It does not have to be consistent with anything you've done before, which is part of what makes it fun. This beautiful orchid was given to me by my friend Monica from Uganda. It's been active for over a year with blooms somehow. So it's also your interpretation. However your art turns out, it does not have to be photorealistic to be valid art. Sometimes the best is in the expression. I'm going to mix up the colors just a little bit so I can get kind of a light purple shade. You can mix colors either on the palette or on the page. There's no wrong way to do this. So for this particular orchid, I'd rather it were as simple as possible so that we can highlight the quote. I'll give just an essence of a shiny leaf. If you'd like to add more water, than what's on your brush. You can do that with a small container or a large one. And you can look at your piece and make any changes as desired. I hope you enjoy the process of water brush lettering, and feel free to share your results on Instagram with the hashtag #GardeningThroughArt. I'm Elise of Joyful Plant, and I thank you for watching Gardening Through Art.